So the three big ones that I want to talk to you about when you're actually thinking about forming a DAO are the legal wrapper. What is the legal structure of your DAO? The second thing is fund management and trust. How are you going to responsibly handle people's funds? How are you going to maintain that level of trust when you're dealing with people's money? It's very important. And the third thing is governance. How do you plan on doing governance? You want to do token-weighted voting like the protocol DAOs, right-click save. We have a very, very manual process in Discord, which I will talk to you about in a little bit. So first, most important thing out of these three is, are you offering a security in your DAO? Is what you're doing constitute an investment contract? And if you don't know the answer to that, you do not want to find out the hard way, okay? I'm sure everybody knows the SEC and the Fed are the best friends of crypto, allegedly. But if you aren't offering an investment contract, that's okay. If you are offering a security, it's fine, but you just need to know what proper legal structure you're going to have in your DAO. So one super common type of legal structure is the traditional hedge fund structure. They call it the GP LP fund structure, where the GPs are the people managing the funds, and the LPs are the more passive investors. So it's totally fine if you choose that as your legal wrapper for your DAO. Just know that that can be prohibitively expensive for a lot of people. That can probably run you around $40,000 or $50,000 in legal fees. So keep that in mind. That might be prohibitively expensive for some folks just doing a casual investment group as friends. So that's one type of legal wrapper. Another type of legal wrapper is the special purpose vehicle, or SPV. And that is a lot simpler and a lot cheaper. And very, very simply put, an SPV is just a business that buys things and then dies after a predetermined period of time. And then all the things that the business bought get liquidated, and then they go back to the original people who put the capital in, or your DAO members. So that's another way of doing it. The third way of doing it, I don't really recommend this, but you could do everything completely anonymously, send everything through Tornado Cash, and just pray that you don't get audited. And if you're a federal agent in the audience, I'm totally kidding, by the way. So don't do that. It's probably not a good idea if you plan on not wanting to get audited. So those are your options for the legal wrapper. So basically the big question is, are you offering a security? If you are, what kind of legal wrapper do you want around your DAO? Or alternatively, what level of personal liability are you willing to incur? So no question you have to answer to yourself right now. It's just something to think about. So that's the legality factor. It's the biggest one. The second is fund management. So how do you maintain trust when you're working with people's funds? How do you manage people's funds responsibly? For us at Right Click Save DAO, the answer was Gnosis Safe. So for those of you that don't know what Gnosis Safe is, it is a smart contract wallet that requires the approval of multiple people to do anything. If you want to spend money or send a transaction or anything like that, you can use Gnosis Safe. So when we started the DAO in the first place and we took in all the admission fees, we said, hey, we have a smart contract wallet safe that we're going to use to manage the funds. It requires 7 out of 12 signatures for us to do anything with it. This is to prevent bad actors from running off with all the funds and never hearing from them again. So that's our solution. Gnosis Safe, worth noting, it's not perfect. So if you decide to use it for anything, just know that Gnosis Safe does not work with all types of smart contracts. And we're very sad about that because we still can't claim our airdrop for looks. If anybody is familiar with that. So if you're here and you're from Gnosis Safe, just send us all your looks and it'll be fine. Just kidding. So that is the fund management aspect. There are a lot of different ways to manage people's funds. You can use token-weighted voting, but we just decided to do it more manually with Gnosis because it works. And the last thing I wanted to talk to you about is just the governance aspect of your DAO. So how do you plan on doing governance? So for us, the process is very, very, very manual, almost to the point where you probably can't call it autonomous, but it works for us. And our method of what we do for when we want to buy an NFT, sell an NFT, make changes to how we do things. Maybe we want to put out bounties for people to come and do work for our DAO or contribute or build tools or so on and so forth. So we have a very manual process for that. We just have people basically draft up a Google Doc, and the proposal has what they want to do in the DAO. Maybe they want to buy something, sell something, they want us to get a tool for the DAO, something like that. We all talk about it in Discord, and then we just give thumbs up or a thumbs down. We call a vote, and if we get enough thumbs up, then the proposal is good. It's considered passed, and the signers for the Gnosis Safe Wallet take care of everything else. And if it gets too many thumbs down, then no harm, no foul. We don't do anything. So as you can see, this process is very, very manual. There is a lot of room for improvement in the investment DAO specifically. The protocol DAOs don't really have this issue as much because they leverage smart contracts a lot more to do decision making. But in the investment DAO world, and I think for DAOs in general, there's a lot of white space that can be filled in and a lot of opportunity, both for developers and people that actually want to start their own DAO. So right now, our DAO is very simple. We just buy NFTs, hang on to them, and hope for the best. Everybody gets a free ride to the moon, right? But I think DAOs are going to become more than just that. I think in just this year alone, you're probably going to see DAOs become the vehicle for Web 2 money to be deployed into the next generation of Web 3 companies, DeFi protocols, and assets. And if I had to guess, that sort of big fund DAO is probably going to be called Right Click Save Capital, and it's probably going to be started by a couple of the people in this room. And one of them might be on the stage right now. But that's a totally different talk. I know I've thrown a lot at you here, so if we have time, do we have time for questions? One or two questions? So we have time for 1 or 2 questions, so if anyone wants to ask me anything, fire away, hit me with the hard stuff. Before you ask, yes, I will refer you to Coinbase, and no, I don't know why we listed the pet coin, so just to get that out of the way. But if there are no questions, my name is Connor Emma. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me about DAOs, and I'm happy to take any questions you might have.